It's the RetroStation 1989 Holiday Special. With special guest Tamara Chambers as Cynthia, the Good Game Fairy. Featuring Margot as herself. With Gambot Jr. and special guest by way of appearance from the poop deck, Splat. Now, get ready for your host with the most, the man with the plan in space above Earth, the one and only Commander Dan, and the RetroStation 1989 Holiday Special.
Oh man, this Christmas stuff is incredible! Presents, fuzzy stockings, lights, and fruitcake! Commander Dan?
Margot on screen. Oh, hey Splat. Wow, nice decorations, bud.
Just getting in the holiday spirit, boss. Celebrating another glorious victory of Christmas over all other holidays in December. You know, why is there always a war on Christmas in December? Seems kind of idiotic and lame.
Splat, the war on Christmas is idiotic and lame, little spud buddy. So you had a question?
Will I get visited by Santa?
Well, Splat, I don't know how to break this to you, dude. Santa,
Isn't real?
No, he's totally real. He's just... I don't think he's gonna visit a holographic meatball brought to life because it started out as...
a rectal polyp with hairs, eyes, and teeth.
Well... yeah. Sorry. I think old St. Nick actually visits only, real kids. Who ain't in space? I'm sorry.
Oh. Okay.
Get upset on the internet. You're a
Hi everybody and welcome to RetroStation 1989. I'm Commander Dan, the commander and lone human inhabitant of the RetroStation, and it's the holiday season, as you can see. It's freaking amazing. We're having a great old time aboard the RetroStation, and this is License to Play, where we review licensed retro video games based on movies, TV shows, board games, TV shows, comic books, superheroes, fast food mascots, TV shows, movies, licensed video games. This is like episode, 37? Look, guys, if you don't know what we do by now, at any rate, okay, that's the introduction. And today, well, you can see that I'm wearing my holiday sweater, so... Margot, what do we have on the docket?
Commander, the sponsors from Planet X have sent the following requests for December. Please check your personal comms.
Ooh, requests! Makes it easy on me. I like that for sure. On screen. Oh, alright. Damn it all. Look, are these the real titles? This isn't some kind of Halloween-style goof to terrify me, is it, Margot?
Negative, Commander Dan. These are the authentic requests. The sponsors were quite clear about it.
Crap, poop, dang, super crap, extra caca, maybe Long Johnson's long rake, bull crap, dingling, ding, damn it all.
Sir. Language.
Oh, fuck that, Margot. This is total bull honky. Do you know how bad these titles are? Oh god, I'm doomed. Is there anything... what the hell? Is there anything I can do about this? I don't know. That thing with Jason Voorhees didn't work out in my favor.
We exist in an infinite space-time. Therefore, there must be some universe where it doesn't not work.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No.
Too late. I'm gonna wish on a star. Doesn't seem appropriate to bother Jesus about this so close to his birthday.
Very well. There are over billions to choose from.
Fire up the star charts, Margot. I'm gonna pick a star and wish.
Understood, Commander.
Most of them are super lame, evaluating retro stuff kind of stinks.
I wish I was a real live kid, so I'd get Christmas like Commander Dan did. Even just a stocking would be like a dream.
So here I am, way out in space. It can be a lonely place, but let's try wishing on a star so these dreams come true. The RetroStation 1989 Holiday Special will be right back after these messages from our sponsors at
Almost Home Cookies, the cookies that taste almost homemade, and by Peter Paul Cadbury, maker of Mounds, Almond Joy, York, and Cadbury chocolate bars.
Oh, star in the sky. Gee, some Christmas crotch. I wish I didn't have to play this garbage. I wish I
wish I was a real boy, so I could get Christmas. I wish.
It is I, Cynthia, the good game fairy. And lo, I have heard your song, and since you made your wish on a shooting star...
Pardon me, Cynthia. Technically, Commander Dan wished upon a piece of failed Tesla rocket, trying to write Elon Musk's name into the surface of the moon in diamonds and glitter.
Oh, I stand corrected. Nice monitors.
Likewise, I'm sure.
No matter. You there, wish guy. I am here to grant you 3 of your video game and only video game wishes.
Well, that seems very specific. I'm not sure what to wish for. I'm thinking,
Okay, I don't have all of this console generation to wait around for you to grow an imagination, pal, okay? I got 30 women in Paris wishing they didn't work for Ubisoft. So what's the first wish gonna be?
Oh, sorry. I'm Commander Dan of the RetroStation. This is Disney December, as chosen by my sponsors from Planet X, and Well, they wanted me to review... Well, they wanted me to review Darkwing Duck for the TurboGrafx 16. This game... It's notoriously awful. Could you change it to something I won't want to gouge my eyes out from playing, please?
Let's see. Yes. The good game fairy grants your wish.
Whoa! Ah, yes! Awesome. Thank you, Good Game Fairy. You rule.
Please, call me Cynthia. Now, if we're done here, there's a woman in Chicago who sacrificed a Charizard plushie to get Coco on her Animal Crossing island, and also a new Switch, so... Bye-bye now. Bye! Bye-bye.
Wow.
Bye now. Bye.
What a magical lady. And she saved us from catastrophe. I mean, I happen to have a lot of background on this particular license. Hit it, Cambot Jr. It seems like we go back in time farther and farther each week on License to Play. But this week, it's just to establish the beginning of the license, which could have been tricky. Also, this is a Disney license we're talking about here, so since I'm not monetized at all, it's no biggie when they claim every damn element of each of this month's videos. But nevertheless, we'll begin with this mouse, Mickey Mouse. Created by Walt Disney, based upon his cartoon/comic character Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, but perfected by Ub Iwerks, his best friend and partner. He's an icon of the world of entertainment. You scoff, and you're not wrong to scoff, really. Mickey, I gotta tell you, hasn't had a lot of home runs these days. But Mickey and his two ellipse and oval silhouette are recognizable across 97% of the Earth's population. And even though Mickey's track record of contemporary successes in theaters or on television are rare indeed, this mouse was the impetus for Walt Disney and his animation studio's legendary success. Films, shorts, and television series are celebrating the same, basically. You know, Disney was on a roll for many, many years, until the day Walt finally fulfilled a lifelong dream. He created a park, themed to his studio's greatest successes and portions designed around a park Walt himself loved as a child. He named the park Disneyland, and reflected Walt Disney's optimistic view of the future and his whitewashed, kind of naive version of the American past. That park opened on July 15th, 1955, and was a series of debacles. Heat stroke, melting streets, and lack of facilities, food, drinks ran out. It was a nightmare, and that's not even considering the rides that didn't work on the day, and the cast members, employees in the common parlance, but at Disney they're called cast members, especially the mermaids at the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Lagoon, who suffered through heat, too much chlorine in the pool, made worse because the park had 0 working water fountains. It was a true disaster. Disneyland was a lesson on how not to do things. However, Walt Disney was an American original. He didn't back down or go into self-reflection about the difficulties, or worse, give up. He had his Imagineers and architects hammer out the problems, but then set his sights on Central Florida. I know. It sounds like I'm idolizing a guy who was considered kind of a racist and abusive to employees, and that kind of perpetuated on and on and on, but I am kind of. First of all, this is the modern view of Disney, that he was some kind of anti-Semite. And then he was a rotten, racist miscreant. But the man himself was complex. And he wasn't just that guy. In fact, he changed a lot over time because of his experiences during the war. His best friend, Ub Iwerks, that doesn't really make him not an anti-Semite, of course. But in his later years, he regretted the things that he'd done. He had mentioned them many times in interviews, and his family has gone on, if you can look it up yourself, but his family's gone on to say many things about the assumptions made about Disney aren't true. Now, I ain't here to unfreeze the guy and cancel him all over again either, and he did have a very, he tried to have an inclusive worldview, but it was very naive. So the guy's complex, that's what I'm saying. And I'll just tell you, I'm not going to unfreeze him and cancel him for you, but I will say I'm here to talk about how the game we get to evaluate is Darkwing Duck on the TurboGrafx. Thanks, Cynthia. I'll tell you how it got its license, okay? And the license isn't just a Disney license, which is a very solid license in terms of retro games. The pedigree there is very strong. In fact, it's a weird Disney license, as a matter of fact, one which actually holds a lot of personal value to me. Now, Cambot Jr., please fire it up, and I'm going to tell you all a little story. So Disneyland opens, and has all the problems of a normal zoo, plus the problems of a theme park.
Yeah, but John, if the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists.
Thank you, hero of Jurassic Park. But Walt Disney made a land deal under some pretty serious secrecy in Florida for land that even the local Seminoles thought was pretty much worthless, from local legend. In California, Disney took the land he could purchase back in the 50s, as there was a post-war land rush as soon as the troops came home from World War II and created, the baby boomers, and he got stiffed. Damn, baby boomers been stiffing everybody for generations. Okay, boomers. Nope, not those boomers, Cambot Jr. We review retro games. Anyway, Disney decided he was going to need more than 2 plots of land that were smaller than the Mall of America for his next project, and so he bought every acre of swampland in Central Florida he could get his hands on. And here's where folks' opinion of this guy, Disney, the businessman, ain't far off the mark. He bought parcels of land from folks at rates of like $200 per. They were worthless, of course, at the time. But he worked anonymously, buying out landowners in secret for what the land was kind of worth, but whose value would have equaled to generational wealth for the poor yokels he bought it from at those worthless prices had people known what the same land would be worth today. Billions. They might have asked for more than what at the time was the price of a nice vacation. But not at fucking Disney World. I mean, if anyone's been there, they know that, even in the early days. And Disney paid nearly $1 million for the jumped up parking lots in Anaheim. He paid roughly the same for 25,000 acres. So, he wasn't ever going to get taken for a ride again on real estate. Now, eventually, the Florida media cracked the story. Even though Walt denied he was opening another park, another rich guy fucking scam. Like, it's a scam lie, because while it's true he wasn't opening another park, he was opening fucking as many as would fit in those swamps. Now, I don't hate the guy for seeking the best price, and for his dream to be fulfilled, he was willing to talk people out of swampland, and he was going to have to pay to, do all the building, but you have to admit, that's some shady shit. As the story goes, Walt passed away, sadly, with plans on the table for Epcot and the Magic Kingdom. And his brother Roy, even in his grief, managed to get the Magic Kingdom finished because of Walt's most trusted and loyal Imagineers and workers, employees who loved Walt and the very concept of that Magic Kingdom and Disney World as a resort in Florida. So Disney World opened in 1971, and whoo boy, the opening was pretty cringe. And no, I'm not talking about this pube on the official Disney World photo of the opening. Oh my God. Cambot, get rid of that. There, that's better. Anyway, the televised opening is 70s as hell and features this godforsaken thing. Mary Poppins herself, Julie Andrews, singing Zippity-Doo-Dah as a boogie-down disco number, with a team of multiracial folks happily singing the theme from a really problematic Disney cartoon song of the South. Oh boy. But seriously, I mean, and look at this. They're going to make them ride in the back of the truck. It's the 70s, for God's sake. Anyway. Seriously, the park and all of its problems aside for a moment, Disney's death was sad. He really was a visionary, a pioneer, an American original. And yes, I'm aware that Nostalgia Critic and Channel Awesome celebrate Disney-cember. And I watch it because, and I'm stepping out from the darkness into the light here, folks, I'm a fan of Disney. A big fan of Disney. How big? Well, after high school in the 90s, I worked at the parks. And while in school, my brother and I performed with our high school men's choir in 92 for the Christmas Candlelight Processional and Celebration. The dude from Naked Gun? No, not Drebin, Cambot. The other guy. No, that's O.J. Simpson. No, the other guy. That guy, George Kennedy. I believe he was really hostile drunk, if I recall correctly. That might just be an aspersion upon an old man who passed away recently. But yeah, no, he kind of came off as a guy who was not ready to be all Disneyfied on that particular day. But he narrated the story of the Nativity and did a great job at that part. But backstage was a little different. Now, I love Disney World, Disneyland, and Disneyana in general. The things that aren't hidden from the public, but things most folks don't know about. Like Walt's office above the Main Street Firehouse, where they keep a ghost light on for him. They used to rent that out as a guest room. It was an office with a little bed. They don't anymore, but they used to. How about this? Folks know about Club 33, right? Well, it's a private club at Disneyland out in California, behind one of the doors in Port Orleans. And they call it Port Orleans, and it makes me cringe every time they say that. But there's also the hidden princess suite inside King Stephen's Castle at Magic Kingdom. Accommodations rented out for a charity a couple times a year make this a really one-of-a-kind room you can rent if you have millions of dollars. And there's so many more hidden secrets about the parks, but I'm talking about things that true explorers of the Magic Kingdom learn about. First, this is a celebration button. Ask any cast member when you arrive, if you've never been, how to get your first button, celebrating your inaugural visit to Disney. And they'll get you one for free. And be sure to wear it. Cool shit follows. Trust me on this one. And there's more buttons. Is it your birthday? Button. Just proposed at the Magic Kingdom? Beautiful. Button. Celebrating an anniversary? Biggity bam, motherfucker, you get a button. Celebrating Pride Week, would you believe? A button. That's right. Disney does a lot for folks, and I have always basically loved those guys. I love Disney, and now I'm stepping into the light as a big dorky old Disney fan. What's that? Oh, by the way, wear those buttons. Every button that you can get, they're all free, but when you get them, wear them. Seriously, that's all I'm allowed to say about that. I'm sworn to secrecy on the rest, but wear them when you're at the park, trust me. What? You knew about the buttons? Okay, smartass. How about the hidden card game in Magic Kingdom with a free deck of cards and a map where you can play it for free in each of the lands? Oh, you didn't know about that? Oh. Well, that's too bad, Buckaroo. It ended this year. It was an ARG card game that let folks unable to ride rides, like little ones and the very elderly, enjoy a themed attraction while going around the park with the rest of their family. It gave everyone something to do. And rather than make you buy a $100 wand at the beginning of your trip, which is kind of neat for the Harry Potter world over at, I won't name names, it was awesome. It gave you a free thing to do while you were there based on the admission. So this is a pretty cool place with a mysterious past and some shady deals to get things done. And I love it, even today. Well, that's the history of the place, and Magic Kingdom at the Walt Disney World Resorts in Orlando is just the tip of the iceberg for Disney attractions. Let's see if I can remember all the areas of the Magic Kingdom or lands. Adventureland, Fantasyland, Frontierland, Tomorrowland, Liberty Square, and Main Street USA. There, I did it. Which isn't very impressive because I've got cue cards. But I had to write it all down from memory, and I didn't look it up on Google. The reason why I'm easily able to remember that stuff is because I worked there for 3 years. And today, since I wished upon an egotistical billionaire's failed ego tech failure and his EP dropping like the stocks of GameStop, my wish was answered. We're going to play this. Disney Adventures in the Magic Kingdom for the NES by Capcom. The RetroStation 1989 Holiday Special will be right back after these messages from our sponsors at...
It's Kenner's new trail tracker. Battery not included.
Take a crayon, draw a line. The trail tracker band will follow behind.
As you draw a line on the play map, the trail tracker will follow it. Draw it straight or curvy, even a wavy line.
The trail tracker band is tracking the line.
The trail tracker with play map and 4 crayons, new from Kenner.
Disney video games by Capcom run the gamut, from fair to middling, to good, to downright legendary. Now, I've covered one of those in the past, DuckTales. And you're welcome for the earworm, folks. I'm not going to sing it because I don't want it in my head, but there are bad games too. This one holds a pretty special place in my heart, and folks, I hope you get a chance to play it and give it a chance yourselves. Capcom and Disney, they were like the anti-LJN for licensed games. They started out a little rough with a game like Mickey Mousecapades, a game I happen to like, and overall they created 8 or 9 games maybe, if you count the new partnership between Disney and Studio Ghibli that was just signed a while back. So kind of sort of they have 9, but 8 mainline Disney titles. And Adventures in the Magic Kingdom came out in 1990, and I missed it growing up. Now, I played this one first when I restarted my game collection back in 2017. If you can see here on my shelves, I collect the Purple Label Capcom games. And this is one of them. It was one of the first that I got. It's not really rare or anything. I just had never seen it for sale. And so I didn't play it until very recently. So let's talk about that. The game begins with you. That's right, buddy. You are the star of this game. You get to enter whatever name you want. And you're being press-ganged into the Mouseketeer militia to fight the baddies who've made off with 5 silver keys to the castle. And Goofy, abomination that he is, of course, locked the Master Gold key in Cinderella's castle. Gosh, sorry, Mickey. I locked the most important thing to the kingdom in the castle and let bad guys steal the only access to it.
God damn it all. I'm gonna have you neutered, huh? You brain-damaged dipshit. You're driving me nuts.
So, tell me about these problems, mein Freund. You're experiencing rage. Your subordinates are incompetent, hein? Oh, and you say Minnie has gone a little crazy in the kepi. Little nuts, right?
No, I said she's fucking goofy.
So they need you to fix this problem. As a huge fan of my man Donald, fuck that noise. You don't need me, get Donald. Donald Duck is a boiling cauldron of rage. He'd beat ass on any fool dumb enough to steal from the Magic Kingdom. Or, wait, why are the keys so important again? Open the door. The parade? Well, no matter. Donald's an irrational barbarian asshole, so he would go to town on these fools for no reason at all, much less slowing down the parade. So instead of using the wise choice, which is my man Donald, they grab a random friend of Mickey, which sounds like a ham-handed code from a 90s Kevin Smith movie or something, and test you on your Disney trivia. Did I mention this game is definitively skewed towards younger kids? Well, that'll become obvious when you step into this limited but open world and encounter one of the platform levels like the Haunted Mansion. Well, I mean, it is for kids, so either get over it or do like this critic did in Total Magazine. Mickey's dumb Mario in his collection of substandard subgames with a flimsy Disney connection. Worst game ever. Hey, fuckbag. First of all, 1, Mickey isn't playable in this game. 2, fuckstick, flimsy Disney connection? It's based upon Disney Tokyo and Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom. The game layout is accurate to the land placement in the real-world places. And finally, fucknut, I bet you did not play this game at all. In the 90s, you reviewers were all payola and jerks and stupid assholes. Well, maybe not those first 3 things, but you're clearly talking out of your ass about this game. And Total Magazine, more like total horseshit. Ahem. Anyway, there are 5 levels featuring Tomorrowland, Adventureland, Frontierland, and everybody's favorite, Liberty Square. No, I'm serious. And the levels are simple fare. Autopia is a racing game, very similar to Bump and Jump, where you're racing against Goofy's neighbor Pete. You know Pete. Panhandle Pete. Pistol Pete. Black Pete. Dude is a giant hellish bulldog. It's Pete. You know, Pete. Moving on, there's a QTE game based on Space Mountain, 2 platforming levels, the Haunted Mansion, which features some spike in difficulty that is downright torturous. There's also Pirates of the Caribbean, which I feel is the best level in the game, and a train race game based on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Oh, and Liberty Square, that's where you find Haunted Mansion. That's why that was a joke. I'm sorry. You may not be as big a fan of Disney as I am. I didn't know that. All right, so anyway, there's trivia to answer, and finally, well, you get to help your fellow Disney characters start the parade, leaving just 1 question.
If Minnie was having an affair with Goofy?
No, not if Minnie was... No, there's just the 1 question, Cambot. Jeez. Does Disney Adventures in the Magic Kingdom have a license to play? For me, yes. It reminds me of visiting, performing at, and working in the Magic Kingdom, so it holds a great deal of nostalgia and warm memories for me, both of the holiday season, honestly, and Disney overall. But, and I mean no disrespect to Cynthia here, it is tons better than Darkwing Duck on the TurboGrafx. I'll tell you that for sure. But I gotta say no. No license to play for this one. I'm sorry, folks. Yep, you're gonna have to go back on my shelf. The game is simplistic. The graphics are just good, except for 1 level. The Pirates of the Caribbean level is really good, and it feels muddled in where it was trying to deliver its game to, like to teens or young people, and the experience it wanted to deliver to everybody. So, I guess it goes back on the shelf, to be played when my nieces and nephews come over, and to look upon fondly occasionally and remember the good times when I worked at the parks and of my brother and I performing in high school. All right, Margot, send along the evaluation to our sponsors. And it looks like I've got 2 more wishes. This is going to be a killer Disney December. Dismember? No. Well, we'll come up with a name. I just want to call it Disney December. I've seen broadcasts of the Nostalgia Critic calling something Disney December right now, and he's doing a really good job of it. And Cynthia looked awful familiar, didn't she? Anyway. More than anything I've said today, more than today's evaluation, and more than things I'll say tomorrow and next Christmas and Christmases to come, remember to always stay retro. Peace.
When I was small, I believed in Santa Claus, though I knew it was my dad. And I would hang up my stocking at Christmas, open my presents and I'd be glad. But the last time I played Father Christmas, I stood outside a department store.